Welcome. My name is Paloma, and I am one of the organizers for this year's A Sacred Basket, the weaving of identity, community, roots, place, and justice. Our virtual summit was a day-long event that happened May 15, 2020. Going back to the beginning and why we came together to create this space, the Common Ground Center and Intersectionality Lab had been planning to host their annual conference. But with everything that happened this year, the graduate strikes, COVID-19, and remote learning, it looked like both of our conferences wouldn't be able to happen. As co-chair of the Common Ground Center and member of the Intersectionality Lab, I hope that we could bring our space together to host this year's conference. With the Intersectionality Lab co-founder and SDIP DFT coordinator, Norma Alicia, guiding me, our virtual conference became a possibility. Before we knew it, we were reaching out to potential keynote speakers, reserving dates, and building a full campus-wide partnership. In the end, we ended up having 10 different organizations and centers working together, from providing funding to having representatives in our weekly planning meetings. As our committee grew each week, we agreed that this virtual summit would be an experiential academic and personal space to complicate and reframe our understanding of identity and intersectionality. We centered the discussion of identity in indigenous knowledge, oral history, and storytelling, art and the connection to the land, ancestors, and the organic universe outside of this Western narrative. Since we couldn't meet in person, the team decided to work with WUVA, an online platform dedicated to helping create an online experience for the conference attendees. The app allowed us to centralize everything in one space, and after further meetings with them, we took advantage of their app features, like hosting raffles through the day, a photo PJ contest, an online messaging board, and icebreakers so attendees could meet each other virtually. For those of you that were able to join us, thank you again for your time and engagement. It was such a positive and powerful day. We had 100+ people participating throughout the day. At our virtual summit were students from UCSC and members of each sponsoring organization. We also were joined by faculty, alumni, participants from outside the UCSC community. There were students from other colleges and universities like San Diego State University, and people who were interested in learning more about our themes and our goals. If you were not able to attend or just want to rewatch our keynote, workshops, and some new content, please check out our playlist. And just going back, we started off the day with a centering activity, and that video will also be made available. We had a keynote speaker, Dr. Amy Breeze Harper, whose keynote will also be available. We had a poster session in art gallery featuring our students. We had a keynote speaker, Fabian Romero, and their video will also be available. Then we transitioned into our workshop sessions. We had birthing and medicine, reclaiming birth as ceremony. We had living and telling our stories, resistance and healing through narrative. We had decolonizing our response during the global pandemic. We had whispering quarters and safe havens, my journey. We had setting the table, cultural recipes, and stories to nourish the body and spirit. We had resilient collectives, reflection, recognition, and resistance, and environmental racism. 2 of these workshops were being led by our guest workshop host, Ale Abreu and Darnell Rice. And the other workshops were hosted by our faculty, by our students. So please check those out. All those videos are also available. I also want to take time to thank our sponsors. The Common Ground Center, thank you. Thank you, Cresby College. Thank you, Intersectionality Lab, also known as iLab. Thank you to Oaks College. Thank you to Cocoa Colleges 9 and 10. Thank you to the Cantu Queer Center. Thank you to ODEI and SDIP. Thank you to Rachel Carson College. Thank you to everyone that was involved in the planning process. We could not have done this without you. Special shout outs to Norma Alicia, Mark, Nona, Erin, Isela, Silvia, Mars, Jordan, Travis, our interns, Owen and Ashley, our volunteers, Anna, Julissa, and Annika. Thank you so much for all the amazing and hard work that you gave. And now I would like to invite you to please go ahead and check out our playlist and our videos on our channel.